Hi guys, in this video I am starting with the numericals which are based on normal reaction, and there are two set of problems in these type 1, in which first one is that in which the net force acting on that object is 0, and I have written in the bracket that when object is at permanent rest, I can make myself clear that these are two different situations, that when an object is at rest and when net force on that object is 0. So it is not necessary that if the net force on acting on an object is 0, then it should be at rest. It is not necessary, but I am combining these two situations, that an object is at rest and net force acting on it is 0. So this situation is not necessary that in these kind of problems object should be at rest, but I am using that thing in these problems. And if the object is moving but the net force acting on the object is 0, still you can apply all the methods which I will illustrate now. So in the first case, we have to calculate all the normal reactions at all the contacts. So this is a quite simpler problem in which you have to count the number of contacts first. So there are two contacts. Let me name the contacts. This is contact number 1 and this is contact number 2. So there are two contacts and there will be two normal reactions, and I have to find out those two normal reactions. For that I have to draw the free body diagram. Look, free body diagram is the base of solving any mechanics problem. In fact, any physics problem is being made simpler by free body diagram approach. So while drawing the free body diagram of 50 kg block, I know that a force of mg is equal to 500 Newton, because I have multiplied the 50 kg with g, and I have assumed the value of acceleration due to gravity to be 10. Now this 50 kg block is in a state of rest, therefore a normal reaction N1 will be acting on the 50 kg block in upward direction, and this normal reaction is applied on 50 kg block by 1 kg block. So let me write by 1 kg block. So and this is by earth. Look, we will not again and again write these names. We will only discuss, because it will make the problem to be unnecessary lengthier. So I am writing this last time. So now I know that this 50 kg block is in the state of rest, and as well as the net force acting on it is 0. So I can say that the total upward force will be equal to the total downward force. Hence I can say that N1 will be equal to 500 Newton. This is the value of N1. Now drawing the free body diagram of 1 kg block. This is 1 kg block, and this 1 kg block is being acted upon by mg will be 10 Newton, and this is due to earth, and there will be a normal reaction N1 also acting on this 1 kg block in downward direction. It is also due to the fact that 1 kg block has done some action on 50 kg block in upward direction, and 50 kg block is giving back the reaction to that 1 kg block, which is equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, that is downward direction. Now how it is possible that two forces are acting on this 1 kg block and it is at rest? So it is only possible if some other force is acting in upward direction, and that force we can identify that force to be the normal reaction acting on this 1 kg block due to the earth contact, this contact number 2. So I can say that N2 is balancing N1 plus 10 due to the fact that upward forces and downward forces are equal on 1 kg block, as the net force on it is 0. and it is not given in the question that net force on these are 0. It is obvious that we can see that these are not moving in any case, so the net force will be 0 on these blocks. So N2 will be equal to N1 plus 10, and N1 will be equal to 500 and this 10. So N2 will be equal to 510 Newton. This N is Newton and this is the normal reaction force. So we have calculated these normal reactions by the approach of free body diagrams, and in these kind of problems the net force on the objects is 0. So we'll come up with another one in next video. Thank you. In this problem there are 3 blocks which are resting on each other one on one, and there are 3 contacts. We can see that this is contact number 1, this is contact number 2, and this is contact number 3. So we have to find out the normal reaction acting on all these 3 contacts. For that I am starting with the free body diagram of 1 kg block, and it will experience mg in downward direction and it will be 10 newtons, and it is being balanced by the normal reaction N1 which is applied on 1 kg by 5 kg block. Okay, I'm naming this N1 due to the fact that it is a contact force of contact number 1. Now if I draw the that free body diagram of 5 kg block, so it will be like that. This is 5 kg and there will be mg will be 50 Newton acting on this 5 kg block. I'm writing mg in the bracket, and 5 kg has applied N1 on 1 kg in upward direction, so N1 will be applied by 1 kg on 5 kg in downward direction as a reaction force, and we know that N1 is equal to 10 Newton. Okay, because these are balanced on 1 kg, so N1 is 10 Newton. I am writing this 10 Newton. Now there is another force acting on 5 kg which is in upward direction, and this is the normal reaction N2 due to 10 kg block. Okay, so N2 will be equal to N1 plus 50, and N2 will be equal to N1. N1 is 10 and that 50. So N2 will be equal to 60 newtons. Okay, so we have calculated this force N2. So it is 60 newtons. And again, for calculating the normal reaction of N3, we have to draw the free body diagram of 10 kg block, and I am drawing that. Now 10 kg will be experiencing a force mg which is 100 Newton in downward direction, as well as 10 kg has applied a normal reaction force of N2 on 5 kg in upward direction, as a result of which 5 kg block will be applying the same amount of force N2 on 10 kg in downward directions. Okay, I'm writing that N2 60 newtons in downward directions. Now 10 kg is still at rest, so there will be a force N3 acting on 10 kg in upward direction, which is the normal reaction due to earth contact. And if I balance out the forces, then I can say that N3 will be equal to N2 plus 100. So N3 will be equal to 160 newtons. Okay, so these are all 3 normal reactions. Let me give you a shorter approach to solve these kind of problems. To solve these kind of problems in which one block is resting on some other block, you have to consider system one by one. So first of all, I am considering this system to calculate N3. So if I consider this as a system, complete this as a system, there is a mass of 1 plus 5 plus 10. So 1 plus 5 plus 10 is 16 kg. if I assume a 16 kg block resting on this floor, then there will be a normal reaction of this floor which will be balancing the complete 16 kg mass. So the normal reaction should be 160 Newton, as it is calculated by the fact that 16 into 10, that is acceleration due to gravity. So you can see that N3 will be 160 Newton. Now if you have to calculate N2, you are assuming this as a system. The idea behind this short trick is the fact that if you have to calculate this normal reaction N2, you have to assume all the blocks as a system which are situated upon this surface. If you have to calculate this normal reaction N3, you have to assume all these blocks which are situated upon this surface as a system. So and right now I'm calculating normal reaction N2. So I'm assuming these two blocks which are situated on surface 2 as a system, and hence I can say that N2 will be equal to the sum of these masses into G. Sum of these masses is 6 kg, and into multiply by acceleration due to gravity, it will come up like 60 newtons. So we have already calculated the N2 as 60 newtons. Now for calculating this normal reaction 1, we have to assume this as a system. This is already a single block, so there is no assuming like that. So we can say that the normal reaction N1 will be 1 kg multiplied by acceleration due to gravity, that is 10. So it will be 10 Newton. We have already calculated that. So this is the short approach of calculating these kind of problems verbally. Okay, so let me come up with the another problem. Thank you. Hello guys. Now in this question, you can see that there are two blocks which are being placed against a wall and a floor, and a horizontal force of 10 Newton, a pushing force, is being applied on 5 kg block. Now we have to find out all the normal reactions at all the contacts. So first of all, let us name the all possible contacts. So this is contact 1, this is contact 2, and this is contact 3. Okay, so there are 3 contacts, 1, 2 and 3. Now if we draw the free body diagram of that 5 kg block, so it would be like that this is 5 kg block. mg would be acting downwards, mg would be equal to 50 Newton considering g equal to 10, and a normal reaction from the ground will be N1 in upward direction, and normal reaction from block of 10 kg at contact number 2 will be towards this left side. Let us name it as N2, and this force F is equal to 10 Newton. It is towards right side. So we can say that N1 will be equal to 50 as there is no motion in y-axis, and N2 will be equal to 10 Newton as well. There is no motion in x-axis. Now if we draw the free body diagram of that 10 kg block, this is 10 kg block, and mg would be acting on this block in downward direction, it would be 100 Newton, and normal reaction of the floor, and I've forgotten to name this also. This is a 4th contact, this one. So normal reaction N4 will be upside N4, N2. Okay, now 10 kg block has applied N2 on 5 kg towards left side, so 5 kg would give its reaction towards right side on 10 kg block, and it would be N2, and 10 kg block is pushing the wall through N2, hence wall width will give the reaction of N2 to be N3. Now balancing up the forces, I can say that N4 is equal to 100 Newton and N3 is equal to N2, and N2 was already 10 Newton, so N3 is 10 Newton, N4 is 100 Newton, N2 is 10 Newton, and N1 is 50 Newton. So this is it, and let us move forward on the next problem. In this question, we can see that this force F is acting on this block with some angle with the vertical. So this angle with the vertical is let's suppose 37 degree. Okay, now if I draw the free body diagram of 10 kg block, it would be like that. This is 10 kg block, and let me name the contacts. So this is contact number 1, this is contact 2, this is contact 3, and this is contact 4. So there are 4 contacts. So now mg would be acting on 10 kg block downwards. This would be 100 Newton. N1 would be acting upwards. N3 will be acting towards left, N3. And the components, there are 2 components of F. You can see that the 2 components are, this one is 10 sine 37 and this one is 10 cos 37. So this is 10 sine 37, so which is equal to 10 into sine 37 is 3 by 5, so it is equal to 6 newtons. And this one downside is equal to 10 cos 37, and cos 37 is 4 by 5, so it is 10 into 4 upon 5, that would be equal to 8 newtons. So if I balance the force in x and y axis, so I would get like N1 would be equal to 100 plus 8 newtons, so it would be 108 newtons, and N3 will be equal to 6 newtons. You can see that. So N1 will be equal to 108 newtons and N3 will be equal to 6 newtons. Now coming on block of 20 kg mass, so its free body diagram would be like that. That normal reaction of N2 would be acting upward, N4 would be acting towards left side, N3 would be acting towards right side, and mg would be acting downwards. It would be 200 newtons. So balancing the forces in y-axis separately and in x-axis separately. So in y-axis N2 would be equal to 200 Newton, and in x-axis N4 will be equal to N3. Now we have already calculated the value of N3 and it is equal to 6 newtons. So N4 is equal to 6 newtons. So N4 is 6 Newton, N2 is 200 newtons, N1 is 108 Newton, and N3 is 6 newtons. This is it. So let us move forward on next problem. Hi guys, in this question there is a ball which is rested between two inclined planes, as you can see, and we have to find out the normal reactions at these two contacts. There are two contacts. This is contact number 1 and this is 2. So if we draw the free body diagram of this situation, then mg would be acting like that. It is mg, and this normal reaction will be acting perpendicularly like that. So I'm drawing it straight with the like that. This will be like that. Let us name it as N1, N2, and this one will be like that. This is N1. Now, in these kind of problems, it is somewhat difficult to find out the angles of resolving these normal reactions. So I'm making you understand that how I will calculate the angle. So if I extend this normal reaction like that, so we can see that this angle will be same as 60 degree. So this angle will be 30 degree. Okay, now if this angle is 30, then this angle will be 30 degree. This one. Okay, now if this is 30 with the horizontal, then this angle will be 60 degree with the vertical. As you can see that if we extend like that, it would be 30 and it would be 60. Similarly, this angle will be 60 degree. And you can see that if we balance the normal reaction forces along x-axis, so the components will be n1 cos 30, and here it would be n2 cos 30. This angle is 30. So n1 cos 30 will be equal to n2 cos 30, and therefore we can conclude that n1 will be equal to n2. Let us suppose this is n. So if we balance the forces along y-axis, then 2n I can along y-axis. Then 2n cos 60 will be balancing out mg, and cos 60, as we all know, is half, so n will be equal to mg. So as simple as that, these normal reactions n1 n2 are equal to mg. So the most important thing in these kind of problems is the resolution of forces and the identification of correct angles to resolve the forces. So let us move forward on the next problem. In this problem, we can see that this ball is resting between a wall and an inclined plane. So we can draw the free body diagram of the ball on the ball itself, and it would be seen like that, that there will be a force mg pointing downwards. Let us write it mg, and there will be a normal reaction perpendicular to the contact A, like that. So it is n1, let's suppose, and there will be a normal reaction n2 pointing towards left, like that. This is n2, and we already have discussed this thing, that this angle is 60 degree. So we have already discussed in the previous problem that if this angle, this one, is 30 degree with the horizontal, then the normal of this inclined plane will be making an angle 60 degree with the in fact 30 degree. This one is 30 degree with the vertical. We can see that this angle will be 30. Now this angle is 30, so this one will be 60. So this angle will be 60, this will be 60, and this will be 30. So in further problems, we can directly point out that I can show you with another diagram that in this case, like that, if this angle is theta and there is a normal reaction pointing like that, then the angle of normal reaction with the vertical will be theta. This angle will be theta. Okay, so this is angle 30, and this is with the vertical. This angle will be 30 degree itself. So by resolving the forces, we will get the equation that n cos 30, this component n cos 30, and this component n, this is n1, and this is n1 sin 30. See, n1 sin 30 and n1 cos 60 are same because both sin 30 and cos 60 has half value. Now, so n1 cos 30 will be balancing out mg, and n1 sin 30 will be balancing out n2. Now, calculating the value of n1 from this equation, we get n1 cos 30 will be root 3 by 2 will be equal to mg, and n1 will be equal to 2 mg upon root 3. Similarly, if we put this value here, so 2 mg upon root 3 into sin 30 is half, it is equal to n2. Therefore, n2 will be equal to mg upon root 3. This is the value of n2, and this is the value of n1. So we can see that n2 and n1 are the normal reactions of these contacts, and there is an important conclusion which I've pointed out here, that in case of inclined plane, if this angle is theta, then the angle of normal reaction to the inclined plane with the vertical will be theta. So if you can remember this conclusion, then it would save your time in questions. And now we move on the next question. Now in this question, we can see that there is a ball which is being restricted between these two inclined planes, and if I draw the free body diagram here, then it would be like that mg will be pointing downwards. This is mg, and the normal reaction of this plane will be like that. Let's suppose this is n1, and the normal reaction of the second plane will be something like that. Let me correctly draw it. This is n1. Normal reaction of this plane will be like that. This is n2. Now to calculate the angles, I've already told you the trick that this angle is 30 degree, this one. So the angle of its normal reaction with the vertical will be 30 degree. This angle will be 30 degree. Let me draw the vertical. This is vertical line. So this angle will be 30 degree. And for N2, it is obvious that all the angles would be 45 degree, either with the vertical or either with the horizontal. So with the N2, the angles, if I draw the horizontal line, the angle of N2 will be 45 degree. So the x component will be N2 cos 45 and y component will be N2 sin 45. These both are equal, and its y component will be N1 cos 30 and its x component will be N1 sin 30. So if I balance out the forces, then I'll get that N1 cos 30 is equal to N2 sin 45 plus mg, and N2 cos 45 is equal to N1 sin 30. We can see. Now N2 cos 45 is 1 by root 2 and sin 30 is 1 by 2. So N1 will be equal to root 2 N2. We have established a relation between n1 and n2, and now putting this relation in equation number 1. So n1 will be equal to root 2 n2. So root 2 n2. Now cos 30 is root 3 by 2 is equal to n2 by root 2. Sin 30 is that sin 45 is 1 by root 2 plus mg. So this is root 3 by root 2 n2 minus n2 by root 2 is equal to mg. So n2 will be equal to root 2 mg divided by root 3 minus 1. This is the value of n2. Now the value of n1 will be I'm writing with other color, n1 will be equal to root 2 n2. So it would be 2 mg by root 3 minus 1. This is the value of n1. Okay, now let us move on the other question. In this question, there are 3 exactly similar balls which are similar in size, shape and mass. So these are placed like that in a box, and you have to notice a thing that if this ball, this one, let me name the balls. This is A, this is B, and this is C. So if ball A is free to move in downward direction, then it would move downward, and B and C would move in opposite directions horizontally. B would move like that towards left side, and C would move like that towards right side. So this is understood fact that if A is moving downward, then B would move towards left and C would move towards right. So if we observe the tendency of B and C, so B and C are tending to move away from each other. They are not pushing each other. So this leads us to a very important conclusion that if we name out the surfaces, contact surfaces, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, and this is 7. Then if B and C are having a tendency to move away from each other and they are not pushing each other, then we can say that normal reaction N3 will be 0. There will be no normal reaction N3, because for a normal reaction to act, it is necessary that the objects or the surfaces should push or should press each other. It is not a normal reaction does not only needs the contact, it needs the pressing or pushing as well. So there is no pressing or pushing at contact number 3. So there would be no normal reaction at that contact between B and C. Now if I draw the free body diagram of A, so this is ball A, and mg would be acting on ball A downwards like that. This is mg, and there will be a normal reaction of contact 1. This will be N1, and there will be a normal reaction of contact 2. This will be N2. Now there is another very important conclusion, that if I balance out the components of N1 and N2 in horizontal direction, in this direction, this one, so you can see that N1 will come out equal to N2. And we can directly say this fact that N1 is equal to N2 because these are symmetric normal reactions. These are at same angles acting on the same ball. So I can say that N1 is equal to N2. So if I write the components, so this angle, again there is an important thing in this question, that there is a triangle which is being formed in these balls. You can see this triangle, and this triangle is equilateral triangle. So in this equilateral triangle, this complete angle is 60 degree, this angle will be 60 degree and this angle will be 30. This will be 30. So the component of n1 and n2 upward will be 2n1 cos 30. I'm assuming that n1 and n2 are equal, and this is the fact that they are equal by symmetry. Okay, now 2n1 cos 30 will be balancing out mg, and 2n1 cos 30 is root 3 by 2, that would be equal to mg. Now cancelling out 2 and 2, n1 will be equal to mg upon root 3. Now if I draw the free body diagram of that ball B, I can see that this is ball B and mg would be acting on ball B downwards. This is mg, and there would be a reaction of normal reaction n1 in downward direction. There will be a normal reaction n1 in downward direction. This is the reaction of the normal reaction n1 which B has applied on A. So A will apply this same force on B in the opposite direction. Now there will be a normal reaction n4 acting towards right side, and there is no normal reaction at contact number 3, but there will be a normal reaction n5 acting just upwards. So this angle will be equal to 30 degree, and the components will be equal to n1 cos 30, and this component will be n1 sin 30. So n1 sin 30 will be balancing out n4, and n5 will be balancing out n1 cos 30 plus mg. Now we have already calculated the value of n1. Putting this value here, so n5 will be equal to mg upon root 3 into root 3 by 2 plus mg. So n5 will be equal to 3 by 2 mg. Okay, now n5 is 3 by 2 mg. And now to calculate n4 will be equal to n1 sin 30. So n1 is mg by root 3 and sin 30 is 1 by 2. So n4 will be equal to mg by 2 root 3. We can see that. And we have calculated n5, we have calculated n3 which was 0, we have calculated n1, n2, and we have calculated n4. Now if I draw the free body diagram of ball C, I can see that it would be same, exactly the mirror image of the free body diagram of ball B, exactly the mirror image. So I can conclude that n7 will be equal to n4, that is mg by 2 root 3. n6 will be equal to n5, that is 3 by 2 mg, and we have already stated that n2 and n1 are equal. So these are the values of 7 normal reactions acting on these 3 balls. So this was the numerical package which is based on type 1 case A. Type 1 is questions based on normal reactions, and case A is the case in which the net force on the bodies are 0. So next case B will be the case in which the bodies would be moving under the effect of applied forces. So net force in next cases would not be 0. So I'll come up in the next video with case B, type 1 case B. Thank you.